Okay, welcome to another episode of Connect and Politic. We're here with a special guest. Please introduce yourself by telling us your name, where you're currently located, and your favorite snack.
My name is Denia Reed. I'm located in Charlotte, North Carolina, in my home. And my favorite snack is potato chips. I love potato chips.
Nice. And any special, just regular, plain potato
I
chip?
love plain potato chips. I love jalapeno, Doritos, Cheetos, Fritos, barbecue, Lay's, all of them.
All of it.
All
So,
of them.
so you don't have a do you had homemade potato chips?
I have. Most of the time, they're not as crispy.
Okay.
So I prefer bag potato chips, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I even like sweet potato chips. I like all potato chips. I think it's the saltiness.
So
Never.
you like salt. Do you remember your favorite food as a child?
Probably pizza. Isn't that every kid's favorite food?
Yeah, I mean pizza, hot dog, hamburger, like
And
those
food.
canned foods that are
Mhm.
messy and fun.
Hot dogs were great as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So for pizza, are these homemade or you have a special brand?
Um, when I was little, I used to like Pizza Hut because we didn't have all the options that you have right now, right? So Pizza Hut because their crust was that thick crust was buttery and yummy. And now I like thin crust though. But
So
yeah,
what's your favorite meal now as an adult?
sushi.
Nice.
It's a big range, right? Sushi. But
You've evolved. You've
I
evolved.
have evolved. Yeah.
Nice, nice. What any special type of sushi or
Um,
that range?
I could eat it all. I love sushi. I like raw sushi. I like cooked sushi. But I don't like vegetable sushi. Like it's gotta have
Yeah.
fish in it. So, yeah, fish
Well,
is my favorite food.
when was the last time you had sushi?
It's probably been a couple of weeks just because of coronavirus, and we ordered out. It was probably a month or two ago, maybe.
Okay.
So it no, I lied. I got some from the grocery store about
Recently?
a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I got Harris Teeter crunchy roll. It's good.
Nice, nice. Um, what's your fondest memory from childhood?
I have a lot. I would say um just being with my brothers out in the woods, just playing outside
Yeah.
would be some of my fondest memories. Yeah.
How many brothers?
I have three brothers, but two in particular I used to play with all the time because me and my siblings, it's five of us. I'm the baby. Um, my two younger brothers, I played with more. So, yeah.
And well, do you miss anything about being a child?
Yes, no responsibility.
Very good.
Now we're responsible for everything, including children and dogs. And so there's a lot of responsibility. And yeah, so but I felt really free as a child too. And I think right when you get to know more, you feel hindered in some aspects, I would think.
Yeah. How do you think your childhood helped groom you into the person you are today?
Um, I mean, I think everybody's childhood grooms them. And how I would think that I had a a pretty solid upbringing. I had two-parent household. Um, and I come from a really good family. Very religious though, so I'm judgmental, but they're good. And I think that, my parents gave me tools to be an upstanding adult. And uh, and so, my whole family gave me tools to be an upstanding adult. So I would think that those tools grew me into being the upstanding individual that I am today. So yeah.
You know, what are, you said they gave you tools. In particularly, what are some of the most important lessons you learned from your parents?
My dad's an entrepreneur, so I think um, they, my parents gave me tools so that no matter what obstacle comes in front of me, I would know exactly what to do. Um, for instance, if I were to lose my job, which I have 3 times, being laid off. So my dad taught me to be an entrepreneur so I can hustle if I need to, if I lose my job, if I don't have any income coming in, he's given me tools to let me know that, you can be an entrepreneur, you can go out here and get money because it's out there and everybody has it and they're willing to spend it with the right person, and you just have to be the right person. And so I think they told me I could do whatever I wanted to do. And I think those tools that they gave me, like my dad is a pastor and he's also an entrepreneur, and so I've always been around a lot of different people as well. And we would have people come live with us sometimes, and I hated it. But I've been around all kind of people because of my dad, from poor to rich to, white and black. And it was just growing up, it was just a plethora of people and a plethora of opportunities that my parents introduced me to, and those tools have definitely shaped me into the adult that I am right now. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think those tools have been very beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, you reference, the entrepreneurship piece from your dad. Is there any pivotal piece that you can think of from your mom?
Yeah, definitely. My mom is very upstanding. She's a very um, loyal person. She is, if you met her, you would think she's a woman of few words, but she's not. She talks and she's very wise, and she leads by example. And again, very loyal to my dad. And I think she's very clean. And now I'm the same person. So isn't it funny when you grow up and you're like, oh my God, I'm my mom. So yeah, those are the things that I got from my mom. I mean, she taught me how to take care of myself, and you know, to be a woman and take care of my skin and my body. And so yeah, I learned a lot of tools from my mom.
Yeah. Was there, were you surprised about anything when you transitioned out of your parents' household?
Surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up, so when I was younger in school, I was always in these AG classes, and it would it would only be me and another Black person. So it wasn't like a lot of us in a class, and then with a class full of white people. So when I exited my parents' home and went to college, um, I think it was shocking for me to see a lot of people like myself that were interested in school, that loved school, that had great households, that came from all these different backgrounds. I think that was the most shocking thing, is just to get out here and see how different people lived and how they grew up, and their experiences. And that was probably the most shocking thing um, when I got out of my parents' household.
Yeah. Where did you go to school?
UNC Charlotte. Yeah.
Nice. Um, what are your favorite things to do for self-care?
Self-care. Well, I work out every day lately. That hasn't always been the case. I work out every day. I used to work out like 3 or 4 times a week, but now I'm trying to get to everyday workout. So I try to do that. Again, I take care of my skin. I I walk and I jog. I ride my bicycle. Um, I communicate when I don't like things, and I think that's self care. And um, yeah, those are the things that I do for self care.
So you said so when you say now, you mean pretty much since COVID, you've been working out daily, but pre-COVID, you worked out 3 times a day. I mean,
Yeah,
3 times a week.
yeah, because now since we're forced to go outside to be able to do anything, um, I just walk right out the door. When previously I was going to the gym,
Yeah.
and so um, I don't have that ride to talk me out of going, so I just get up in the morning now and I go straight outside and do my thing.
Nice. And do you envision continuing post-COVID? So let's just say things go back to normal.
Do you think things are going to go back to normal?
Well, things is a new normal, right?
Do
So
know.
the new normal meaning,
I don't think I'm going back to the gym anytime soon. So yeah, I think
yeah,
that's just for a while. It's just too nasty. Like when you think about the amount of sweat, like even when you get on machines, you'll see sweat and then you have to wipe it off. But yeah, I don't think I'll be in the gym.
nice.
No time soon.
What are some things that you do for self growth?
Um, so I'm a spiritual person. So for self growth, I try to make sure that I'm listening to positive thinking things so that I can make sure that I'm on the right track. I also try to um, learn more about Black history and Black uh, people that have been influential. So that's self growth for me. And just making sure I take care of myself on a consistent basis and that type thing.
Yeah. Do you have any, as part of taking care of yourself, do you have any unique strategies to reduce distractions?
Yes, I try to get them out of my life. So if there are a lot of distractions, I try to get rid of them. Like
Good.
I don't like distractions. So
And how do you know when it's a distraction?
I'm big on energy
Okay.
and the way people make me feel. And so I try to um, stay centered on my energy, my inner feelings. And that's how I know when distractions are coming around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I try to also listen to the voice within and not kill my conscience or, cut that off. So yeah, um, I feel like I listen to the inner God and in me, and um, yeah, just try to pay attention to that, and um, it always points out distractions.
Is there something that you're looking forward to that excites you?
Yeah, I'm a realtor, so right now I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen in real estate with COVID-19. So it's definitely going to have an impact. Right now, we've seen that people used to want to live close to downtown, which means that you get smaller spaces. But with COVID-19, we found that people are working from home, people have their children at home all the time. Everybody's at home pretty much 24/7. So nobody wants small spaces.
Yeah.
So now the suburbs look more attractive. So these are the things that I see down the road that I'm excited about that's changing in real estate right now.
So you're a realtor. I would take a guess that as a child you didn't dream about being a realtor.
No,
What did you what did you dream about being doing
I
as
wanted to be a doctor growing up. So I have a biology degree. Um, actually wanted to be a dentist. So yeah, that was what I wanted to be when I grew up. Why would you think I didn't want to be a realtor?
because I can't even imagine having the vocabulary to articulate that. Yeah, you know what I want to do when I get older is be a realtor. Like it just doesn't seem like something that kids. I mean, maybe now, but especially
Maybe now because it's a lot more. You have TV shows
right,
that, $1 million listings, you have
right,
Selling Sunset, you have a lot of shows on Bravo and HGTV,
yeah,
which show the sexy side of real estate.
right.
So I think that, yeah, a lot more kids probably will choose that as a potential career option a lot younger.
I mean, you can help inspire the next generation of realtors.
Of course. Yeah, definitely.
Um, is there something on your bucket list to learn or do?
I want to learn to speak Spanish. I was really close to at one point. Like, how you're in school and you take all these classes. It's really good to just learn it at that point because you have the vocabulary unlocked.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest part of learning a new language is getting the vocabulary. So now, like while I'm working, I'll listen to like kid stuff with Spanish in it so I
Yeah,
can
nice.
try to learn
Yeah.
the vocabulary again. Because, like, when I hear it, I'll be like, oh, I forgot that word, but I know it starts with this,
So it's there somewhere. You just have to.
Yeah.
It's dormant. So you have
Yeah.
to reignite it. Oh, that's cool. Anything you want to do?
I kind of want to move to a Spanish speaking country for a few months after I get very familiar with the vocabulary so that I can, um, fluently speak the language.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to unlearn?
Huh. Unlearn. I never thought about that. I don't know.
Or
Something I would like to unlearn and see if I would still choose it would probably be religion. Like if I could just unlearn religion and then go and, well, the religion that was given to me, right?
what?
and then go and explore all religions, that would be interesting to see if I still chose the one that
that you're
Christianity.
currently that.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's a yeah. I mean, that's a um, given what you just said. Um, are you currently a parent?
Yes.
Um, and have you thought about that dynamic with your children?
Shy. Well, I have a daughter and my boyfriend has two daughters. So we have three together. Anything that I would want, my daughter's name is Trinity. You're saying anything that I want Trinity to unlearn?
No, no, no. So you just said um, you would want to unlearn religion because you were given this as a child, so you really didn't have a opportunity to not learn it or not to accept it. It was
Yeah.
what right? And
I,
so
I
go
don't
ahead.
think I raised Trinity the same as my parents raised me. I didn't like push religion on her like that. Like she has the ability to choose
Okay.
what she wants to do. Now, I mean, I took her to church and that type thing. But if she wants to choose something else, that would be her decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, her name is Trinity.
Yes. Baby.
Nice, nice. Um, let's see. Have you learned anything recently that um, changed your perspective on an idea, a product?
Yeah. I learn stuff every day. So I was listening to Elon Musk and he was discussing a microchip. And you're just asking me if I've learned anything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. It could be anything.
So he was discussing on Joe Rogan, and I don't think it was a new interview. It may have been like a year old. But he was discussing a chip that they are trying to create that they will put in your place in your brain. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay. So yeah. Do you want me to keep going? Oh, you.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's what you learned. So.
So this guy is trying to create a chip that will go into your brain that would simulate a computer, and so that you can have memories that are as vivid as, say, for instance, if you scroll through your Facebook and see a memory come back, they would be as vivid, and you would be able to remember things. And uh, he even said, even possibly change the memory as you know it,
Yeah.
which I think is scary and could be very harmful in many ways. But I thought it was very interesting.
Yeah. So, how did that change your perspective on, or did it change your perspective on anything?
Um, Not a change of perspective, but it definitely made me understand that if you can think it, then there's a possibility. Well, then it can be created. Actually, not even a possibility, but if you can think it, kind of like that movie was it's Field of Dreams from when I was younger. They're like, if you build it, they will come. When he was building the baseball field,
Yeah, yeah,
almost like if you think it, it can be created. So yeah,
indeed. Speaking of thinking, can you think of any advice that you would give your younger self?
yeah, lots. Um, and it would probably be to take advantage of the present. Don't think, don't look back so much. Look forward. Um, don't care about people and what they think so much. listen to your dreams, follow your dreams, um, keep your word all the time. Your word is who you are. Um, because I did a lot of things right, but there's some things that I would change. So yeah, those are some things that I would tell my younger self.
Keep your word. The word is who you are. Yeah.
That's why I was like, when I got on here, I was like, oh, it's 8:01 and he hasn't joined the meet. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I told him I'll be there at 8, like, can't be there at 8:01.
No, that's good. That's good. That's great. What's the best advice you've received about money?
Um, I think the best advice that I've received about money is that money is a tool. Because I think people focus on it way too much. Like, who, when I get this money, my life's going to be changed? Maybe. It's not going to be perfect,
Yeah.
So I think that money should be looked at as a tool. And I think it's glorified way too much and idolized too much in this country. And I think that due to it being an idol, that people put uh, too much emphasis on it. And not that we don't need it, because we do. However, I don't think that it should be um, as idolized as it is. And I don't think people's merit should be based on the amount of money that they have. Because, if you were to get sick, money isn't valuable anymore. And so I think the best things in life are free. And so I think we need to start looking at money as a tool as opposed to a god or um, a merit of success. I think we should look at it as a means to maybe some more opportunities, but not a merit of success.
Uh, what are the best things in life?
I think physical touch. I think that's what we're learning right now in this pandemic. Physical touch, socializing, being around people you love, hugs, outside, being with nature, loving on your family. Those are all free. If
Indeed.
you're dying, you're not going to say, bring me my money. You're going to say, where's my daughter and my, you know,
Yeah,
or kids. So,
sure indeed. What has been the toughest thing you've had to tackle, and what helped you get through it?
um, my cousin was murdered. Um, in 1999, my cousin was murdered, and it was a very public trial. And if I said the name, you would know it. But I don't want to. But yeah, it was a very public trial, and and everywhere you went, everybody was discussing it. And I think that was one of the hardest things that my family had to endure. It's not only losing someone that you love, but I think people, when they see things on TV and on YouTube and things like that, they think it's a movie or something. And, real people are being affected when people are killed, and, you know, they have a sphere of influence and people that they love. And I think that that gets missed sometimes whenever we see these big trials on television and that type thing. And so that's probably the hardest thing that I've had to go through is losing my cousin. And, when you lose somebody, You keep those memories that you have. But when you're going through a public trial, you can't really let them go until that trial is over. So you're sitting there reliving that bad memory. It could be for years, you know, it's according to how long the trial is. So I think that's definitely the hardest thing that I had to endure.
Yeah. And what help you get through it?
Um, God, my religion, um, family support, um, prayer, those things. Yeah.
Where do you where do you where do you feel most at home and happy?
At home, right here at my house. Um, and when I go back to my parents' house and I see my siblings and, you know, or if I'm with my cousins, that's probably, or my best friends, that's probably when I'm happiest.
Yeah. These
So,
these are best friends from childhood or best friends as
well, most of my best friends I've known for at least 25 years. Yeah. So, but I have some new best friends as well that I've known for like, 6 years. So, yeah, longevity is definitely present in my friendships.
nice. Speaking of which, what qualities or character traits do you admire in other people?
Again, energy, because that precedes you, right? So, energy, honesty, um, um, happiness, I think, would be a trait. Um, that I like. Yeah, energy, honesty, loyalty, happiness, sincerity, and yeah,
How do
that's what.
you how do you gauge energy? I mean, you've said this a couple times, but how do you walk me through it? So you meet someone at an event or wherever, and then
It's like a sixth sense. I don't know how to explain it.
okay,
Yeah, so it's not anything that I'm like,
it's just a gut feeling. Like you
hmm,
just innately you feel like, oh no,
yes,
this is not the one, or oh yeah, this is I'm getting a good vibe.
absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah, I pay attention to it a lot, like, and I pick up on it like that.
yeah.
So,
And is this something in your family? Like some families would say, well, yeah, your grandmother was, she was like a someone that could read people and those kind of things, or is it
well, my mom and my sister are good readers, so yeah,
got
yeah.
it?
So it's just like I said, a sixth sense is innate, but yeah, I definitely get it from my mama.
Yeah. um, so we know what you admire in people. What are red flags that you try to stay away from?
Liars, 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 liars. And I remember everything. So
Right.
if you tell me something, I won't say anything about it, but
Yeah.
I'll be like, you didn't tell, that's not what you told me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like liars.
So do you so if I told you, I don't know, my name was Jack,
Yeah.
and then next time I see you, I say, hey, my name is Bob. Do you say, oh, last time, I thought your
Well,
name was
I
Jack.
would call you out on that. No,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you told me your name was Jack. I'm not gonna argue with you about it though.
Okay.
If you say it's Jack, I'll be like, okay, must have forgotten. Pretty
But
sure.
normally you don't call people out on the lies that you catch them in.
According to how I feel, I must say, yeah. Sometimes if I'm feeling froggy, I'll leave, but most of the time, I'm just like, it's not even worth it for me to even call them out.
Huh. Okay. So lie, the number one thing is lying.
Lies, it's bad. It's just a bad character flaw to me.
Yeah.
If you lie, then, I mean, if you think about the definition of a lie, it's the intent to deceive. Why would you want to deceive someone?
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, it's not a good character to me. A liar. That's a red flag. Someone who's not true to their word. I don't like that. That's a lie almost, but I don't like that. What other red flags? I mean, there are a lot. And you almost can't give out red flags without being judgmental a little, right?
No, I mean, okay, so let's unpack this judgment because you said this a few times. This judgmental thing. What do you mean when you say being judgmental?
Um, are we talking about red flags in relationships or just people? Different thing.
Oh, isn't it? I thought it was the same thing. Really? Is
Oh,
it
okay. Yeah, because even friendships are relationships.
right? Right. You know.
Um,
Oh, but you were okay. So were you were focusing on relationships earlier?
Lies, yes. But my friends lie too. Some of them, not all of them. I have some lying friends. Not any of my close. Well, I know some people that lie.
Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha. I see. I see. Okay.
I'm just saying.
But actually, I mean, yeah, since you brought it up, why would you the whole judgmental thing, right? Especially in a a relationship. Um, is it negative to pass judgment?
My name means judge. Denia means judge. And I try not to live up to it. Maybe that's why it's so important to me.
Ah,
And I feel like my family is very judgmental.
that's
So that's a trait that I'm not admirable of.
gotcha.
And so yeah,
Yeah. Now,
live to my name.
yeah, yeah, now that makes sense. Okay, I got you. Have you learned any skills recently that you're really excited about?
Skills. Yeah, I mean, with real estate, I'm always learning new skills that I'm excited about that I can practice on new clients to see if they're beneficial. And if they are, then that could be lucrative.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, try to watch videos daily on YouTube about how to become a good real estate agent and, the changes that are coming up. But wait, what was your question again?
It was just really about have you learned any new skills
Yeah,
recently?
I mean that's pretty much it. Um,
Yeah. Uh, so you mentioned you're a realtor. Do you have your own practice or
my own firm, no, not
no?
yet.
Okay.
But that is a goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, you might as well, you know, publicize your offerings. Are you based in a certain market? Do you focus on, certain units?
Well, no, right now I'm just doing residential real estate.
Uh,
So I want to get into commercial. Commercial is like cliquish, and it takes a lot to get into commercial because there are niches, like there's areas of expertise. Say, for instance, um, if you were interested in creating, buying a building for a biochemical research lab, there are a lot of things that you have to check for in order to be able to sell a spot. And then you have to think about zoning. And there's just a lot of things that go into commercial real estate.
mhm.
So that's the next level, but definitely want to get there with commercial real estate.
Right now, the focus is on domestic.
Right now, it's just residential. And so once I hit my goal in residential, then we'll transfer over to commercial and try to exceed the residential goals, of course.
Yeah. And what market are you serving?
I'm in Charlotte, so Charlotte and surrounding areas. So yeah, I pretty much focus on the uptown area. So
Cool. So, um, for a fun question, and uh, I'm interested to see what you say about this, given what you said earlier. If you won the lottery tomorrow, what would you do? And
I,
you won, the amount you won is 300 million US dollars.
I'll receive it. Yes, I won 300. I just bought some tickets the other day. If I won the lottery, I think my focus would be to make sure that my parents are taken care of. I would definitely help out my siblings, and um, of course, my daughter will be taken care of. But I mean, my focus would be on entrepreneurship and building a brand that would, go from generation to generation. So it wouldn't be to sit down. I know that. That'd be the time to get up and make some moves. Yeah.
Yeah. You have a lot of moves to make.
Yeah,
But
because I don't want to be a one trick pony. Like people are like, oh, she's a realtor now. Like I feel like I'm multifaceted, and I have the ability to do so many things. Like I was listening to an interview on the Breakfast Club the other day with Snoop. I think it was yesterday. And he was just talking, and I promise you, he named about 10 businesses that he had. And I was like, yes, like, we can do so many things. And if I look at someone like Jay-Z, where he's done music, clothing, he's made money just signing on other artists. He's made money with Tidal. He's executive produced movies. It's just so multifaceted. And I'm like, why do people think we can do one thing when there's so much opportunity to do lots of things?
yeah, what are what are three things that you want to do outside of being a realtor?
One of the things that I wanted to do is to start going on some auditions and try acting while doing real estate, because my schedule is flexible, right? So then I can go out and do some auditions, and I think that would be fun. You said 3. Um, I want to make a record. I want to make a fun record. I'm not even joking. You're laughing. And I cannot sing at all.
Singing, or what are you doing?
I can't sing at all. That's like one thing that I want to do in life is to make a hit record. Okay?
Oh, and it has to be a hit.
It has to be a hit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes. So my nephew is actually in college right now, and he's a rapper. So he's going to help me with that, and it's going to be successful. I'm very big into speaking things into existence. So
That's good.
So this is going to happen.
Yes.
I'm going to ask.
Hear it here first,
You heard it here first. And lastly, I think I want to be a motivational speaker at some point. That's something that's been on my list of things to do, just to give people hope for the future. Because I told you that I do some video podcasts on positive thinking and that type thing. And when I've done it, people have told me that they really enjoyed it and they needed it. Like, there are people out here who are thirsty for information and they just don't know really the next way to go. And if I could do inspirational speeches or, even through podcasts, and give people a word that would resonate with them and either motivate them or change the direction in which they're going, then I would love to be able to do that.
Indeed. Do you want to give us a word?
A word? Yeah. No. Like, I was like, this reminded me of Kanye the other day. He's like, Dave, tell a joke. I'm like, and Dave was like, give inspirational jokes. I don't have anything prepared as Kanye.
We'll do a part two where it'll be just focus on your
Yes.
gems and providing.
I have one for you.
Nice.
Thoughts become things. How about that?
Yes.
Watch your thoughts.
When I say forgiveness, what comes to
mind? The past, which I don't like to live in.
You do like living in, or you don't?
I said I don't like living in the past, but yeah, forgiveness makes me think of living in the past and not the present. I don't know. But I do think forgiveness is definitely necessary.
Yeah.
Because I can't expect anyone to forgive me if I can't forgive, right? What made you ask about forgiveness?
I don't know. I'm just interested in. I've always been interested in certain words and what the emotion or the responses that people have to them. Mm-hmm. Forgiveness is one of them. Happy is another one. Sad. For some reason, those words.
They do trigger emotions, right?
Yeah.
Emotional.
And, there's no right or wrong response. It's just what the person, the relationship they have to, or, and it could be like, for instance, using happy, I asked someone about happy, and they said the Pharrell song.
Oh, because I'm happy.
Yeah.
See, did you hear those vocals?
I heard you. I
hear them come out.
I see it. I'm hearing it. We're starting right now.
I'm telling you.
Documented.
Pharrell can sing. I can sing. Right?
It's already there. You're ready. You're getting ready. It's gonna be
the Pharrell beat, and I'm there.
Oh man. as a parent to, three young women, what values are you hoping to imprint on them?
I hope to give them the tools that, you know, I hope to that they leave with a good toolbox whenever they leave home. Um, and that's what I think about a lot of the times is like for Trinity, for instance. Did I give her all the tools necessary to be a successful person in life and in love and in business and all those type things? So I would think that making sure that I'm giving them the proper tools is probably the most important thing to me when I think about preparing them for the future. So can they clean up their room? Yeah, that's important to me. That's my mama. Can they hold a conversation with adults? That's very important. Can they order their own food? Like it's small. It's the small things. Like, do they take direction well? Um, are they good listeners? That those type things are the type tools that I'm talking about. That we as parents are should be concerned with when we're raising our children. Because right now, I think that because we live in a society where we have more, that we're not always concerned about how we are rearing our children. So, um, yeah, I think making sure that you give your kids tools, letting them know that they can be anything they want, letting them know that they can be entrepreneurs, letting them know that that they are beautiful, letting them know that they are wise and smart and they are valuable, and um, that society needs them, and their gifts are important, and those type tools I hope to instill in them so that they are a good part of society.
Nice. Is there anyone you would like to thank or express your appreciation for that you haven't had the chance to yet?
Yeah, definitely my parents. I love my parents. And I think that, we don't always give people flowers while they're alive. So definitely want to thank my parents for everything they've done. I like to thank my oldest nephew for letting me know that I didn't want a bunch of kids. But I've been an aunt since I was 12,
Wow.
and I used to take him everywhere with me. And he was like a child and a little brother at the same time. So he introduced me to the other side of uh, not being a parent, but being an important part of his upbringing. Um, I want to thank my siblings. I think as the youngest sibling, um, we are fortunate because we get to choose the good parts from all of the people in our lives, and we get to learn those good parts. And I feel like we become a great part of the family as the youngest because we have all the tools from the older ones. So I would like to thank them, and um, my boyfriend Chris. I would like to thank him for being a good boyfriend, and my grandparents. I come from good grandparents. Like, they taught us a lot about. They taught me and my cousins a lot about religion as well. And my grandfather, my Papa Mooney, he always gives out good gems, and he gives out those good old sayings that you hear so much. So I like to thank them. Yeah, those are some people.
Nice, nice. It's a great list. All right, for our final question,
Okay.
how do you define success?
I define success as finding something, finding actually your purpose, why you're here. I think that would be, if everyone found their purpose, then I think everybody would have a good life, because that's why we're here. We have a purpose, and I think that we're all in this rat race trying to figure out what that purpose is. And so if you find whatever your purpose is, I think that would definitely be a successful life. No matter if you pick up trash or if you are a doctor, we're all doing a service for each other, and we're also connected. And all of our services are important. And so I think success is just finding your purpose and making sure it's done to the best of your ability. And that would be at the end of life. If I were to find out that I fulfilled my purpose, then I think that would be success.
It's a great way to end. We connected, we
Yeah.
politic, and we'll definitely do this again in the near future. Hopefully, you can drop some words on us when we do it. But definitely, thanks for joining us.
We need to end this wonderful podcast with the Wu-Tang song.
Which which one? Which one? You know, I'm a Wu fan, so
Are you really?
yeah.
Let's see. Triumph.
Forever, forever. Yes, yes. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. Thanks a lot.
Of course. Until next time.
Yes, yes.
Out.